Hey, 반갑습니다. Another question that a lot of people have surrounds the whole topic of certifications, and that's just a big pot of gumbo that is kind of hard to navigate when you're not really in the game or if you're just starting to look into it, and there's so many different types of certifications. Certifications are important, and as I mentioned in my other video about what major is important, the type of certification also depends on where you're looking to apply. So specifically here in Korea, because that's where I'm at and that's what people are interested in when they ask me, to get into the public school system, EPIC, or even Hagwons, typically speaking, a TESOL certificate or certification is not required. Although it is becoming more important, and it really can be a make or break, especially in the EPIC program, as to whether or not you're going to get hired over another applicant that doesn't have one. Similar to a TESOL is your CELTA or CELTA, depending on how you pronounce it. Also another English-related, ESL-related teaching certification that helps to give you a baseline knowledge of the field of teaching ESL to speakers of other language. And again, I get back to the whole thing about where you're applying. Now, if we leave Korea for a moment here, if you look at, say, China's a huge wealth of jobs, but they vary greatly depending on the school. Some of them don't even care if you have one. Some of them do ask for one and they don't care if it's done online. Some of them do want one and they don't want it to be done online. In the Middle East, you're going to find, in general, almost anything that you do online, including your degree, your bachelor's degree, master's degree, if it's done distance learning online, a lot of them won't give you the nod to allow you to apply for their position. So those are some things to keep in mind when you're researching getting a TESOL certificate. I would definitely say to do it in class if you can. But most important that I'm seeing is the requirement to have a teaching certification from your home country to teach in the public school system there. Across the board, as you get higher up into the higher paying jobs, the tougher programs such as Hong Kong or the Middle East, or now I'm seeing countries like Kazakhstan. And you might say, Kazakhstan, I don't even know what that is. It's a country in Central Asia positioned near Russia and China, and they're now getting into the ESL game for some of their select schools and private schools. And you might say, well, why would I want to go there? Well, one of the main reasons is they're paying $4,000 or $5,000 US a month. No bills, no nothing. They pay for everything. Also, Hong Kong, a very tough program to get into, like I mentioned before. They have many different levels where you can qualify to try and get into the program. Highest preference goes to those with English-related majors and a teaching certification. And they pay between $3,000 US and $6,000 US per month with everything paid for, as well as you'll see in other programs. So in a nutshell, TESOL certifications and all those things, they are important. Like I said before, if you can do it in class, do it in class. A TESOL certificate could make or break your chances of getting into a program like EPIC. Even though it's not a requirement, they may choose you over somebody because you have that, in addition to all the other mandatory requirements that they have. If you ever want to look elsewhere into other countries in the ESL game, that's when the teaching credential comes into play, your certificate, your teaching license from back home. Anyway, I hope that was helpful to those of you that are always curious, always asking. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I try to answer all of my comments. You can also comment on my Red Dragon Diaries Facebook page. I'm always on that because I'm a Facebook addict. Thanks for watching. If you want to hear what I have to say about what's the best major you could take up in college to prepare yourself for teaching English abroad, teaching ESL abroad, make sure you check out this video here. To answer your question, and most people's questions, about what major is best, when you're looking at the public school system in Korea, which is the EPIC program, the English program in Korea, or even Hagwons, which are private academies, after-school academies that students go to, there